Eye-opening new numbers regarding just how many children have autism. Just last week, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said the condition is now believed to affect 1 in every 68 children. That is a 30% increase from just 2 years ago when it was believed 1 in 88 children had autism, and that means virtually every grade in every elementary school has at least one child with autism.
And these newest numbers are based on the CDC's evaluation of health and medical records of all 8-year-old children in 11 states, including Maryland. The CDC says the report is not designed to shed light on why more children are being diagnosed with autism, although increased awareness in identifying and diagnosing children may be a big part of it. Some experts agree.
We believe that part of the increase in prevalence is due to better detection of autism. However, we still feel that we're underestimating the prevalence of autism in the U.S.
Something that hasn't changed, according to the report, many children with autism are still being diagnosed late.
As a matter of fact, the report shows on average a child with autism is not diagnosed with a disorder until after their 4th birthday, even though autism can be diagnosed in some children by the age of 2. Something else that hasn't changed, most children with autism are male, about 1 in 42 boys compared to 1 in 189 girls.
So what can be done about this? Well, the CDC urges parents to monitor their child's development with free milestone checklists. You just click on your child's age and match up their progress with things like when they took their first step or waved bye-bye to someone. You can find a link to these milestones on delmarvalife.com.
And of course, if you have any questions, you can always contact your doctor. So one thing is for sure, children with autism can still live very productive, fulfilling, and successful lives.
They sure can, and the boy we're about to introduce you to is proof. Bo Howell's love of basketball has turned into an inspiration for many. In fact, 2 opposing teams probably won't remember the score of their final game, but rather what happened in the final seconds. And it's all thanks to a little something called Bo Time.
Here comes Bo Howell.
Bo's the new star at his school.
They are screaming, Bo, Bo, Bo.
But it's not the number of points that makes number 4 stand out. Bo Howell has only made 1 basket this whole season. It's how his team and even the opposing team
I think the Eagles are going to give him the ball.
Came together in the final seconds of the championship game to let him score.
Yes!
It was cool how he gave me the ball to let me shoot it.
They probably won't remember the score, they'll just remember that moment.
Bo was born with autism, but his love of basketball has earned him a spot on his school's varsity team. His coach says Bo's pride in wearing the jersey has inspired his fellow players who work extra hard to get a comfortable lead just so Bo can get on the floor. They call it Bo Time.
With Bo, it's us, it's team. When you're thinking about somebody else, you don't think about yourself, and so it just makes our team a lot stronger.
That's why in the final quarter and the final seconds against an opposing school, Bo left the bench. He'd played in 9 games but never scored. In his 10th game, he missed, then missed again and again. But watch with 19 seconds left. It wasn't a teammate, but opposing player Tanner Alvarez who handed him the ball.
24 seconds. Let's get one in for you before the season's over.
Yes! Yeah! I didn't know it was conditioned, and I thought this guy probably never scored in his life. And I just felt in my heart to give him the ball.
That's really beautiful to me.
Howell's mother says she wanted her son to have as typical a life as possible, but even she's surprised at how his peers and even strangers have embraced him.
Especially after yesterday, he feels really special.
Bo is proudly wearing his championship shirt and carrying the championship ball from a game that proved the best feelings don't always come from winning.
What a great story. It kind of gives you goosebumps, doesn't it?
Great teamwork, even from the other team.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, the stories don't always end that well. Take, for instance, the story of little Layla Magaluzzo, who has autism. The happy and playful 2-year-old is most comfortable in her stroller, and she was excited about a trip to Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. So her mom came with a doctor's note, got a special permission slip from the front office for access to everywhere in the park, but workers at 2 of the attractions still refused her entrance in her stroller despite signs all over the park prohibiting discrimination. The Americans with Disabilities Act is federal law.
It was an ADA violation But these people had no clue they were violating it. It's not right to exclude her based on something that she has absolutely no control over.
The problem boils down to that the law is clear about the right to the disabled, but it doesn't require training for workers so that they know how to handle all types of situations. Layla's parents complained. They say they got apologies. Meantime, Liz has started a petition calling for a change in the law to require training for workers. So far, she's got more than 47,000 signatures, many claiming to have also been discriminated against. Just a little side note here. One thing that Layla really wanted was to see Santa Claus. She was denied entrance. Her older sister got to go in.
Oh.
But Layla did finally get to see Santa. It was just someplace else.
Oh.
That's something.
How about that? Well, we're talking about health today, something that can really hurt you. Bee stings, even if you're not allergic to them. One man's story is really shedding light on just how dangerous bees can be. We'll hear it next and find out how you can stay safe.
Plus, it is bee swarming season. We're going to sit down with a master beekeeper to find out where you may soon start seeing the bees set up shop and why it's so important to let those little buzzers do their thing. But first, we just talked about our kids' health. Maybe you're a new parent. Dr. Oz helps us determine when it's time to get professional medical help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Oz with 3 emergency guidelines for new parents. If your baby has difficulty breathing, won't wake up, or has a fever above 100.4, it's an emergency. You gotta call your doctor or emergency hospital for help and give your baby's immunization records, any medications they're taking, and your baby's current temperature.